Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to write COUNTIFS function. In this video session, I'm going to perform COUNTIFS function in 6 ways. Before we start with the formula, let's talk about the data set. This data is related to insurances. We are going to perform COUNTIFS function on this data set. Okay, let's start with the formula syntax. Usually, COUNTIFS function will have two parameters. Rest of the parameters are optional. The first parameter is criteria range. Criteria range means the first range to evaluate. And the second parameter is criteria. Criteria means a condition. Here is the task. I have to find count of the policies based on this region values. Let's start with the formula equal to COUNTIFS. First one is criteria range 1. Criteria range 1 means I have to give the region column, entire region column. So I'll give the entire region column. And comma, I have to give the criteria. Criteria is the word central. I'll put close parenthesis, enter. 21 means in this entire region column, the word central is repeated for 21 times. Okay, let's go for manual check. I'll put a filter and here the central, and you can see the count 21. Okay, that means our formula is giving perfect result. I'll apply this formula for remaining rows. My task is done. Here is my task. I have to find count of policies based on the region and location values. Right? Let us start with the formula. COUNTIFS. First one is criteria range 1 is I have to give entire region column and comma, and criteria is the word east. Okay, comma, and the criteria range 2 is location. I'll give entire location column, comma, the criteria is urban. I'll put close parenthesis and enter. I got 277. Okay, I'll apply this formula for rest of the rows as well. Okay, let us go for manual check. Here I want to check for region value is east and location value is urban. Let us apply filter. In region east, location is urban. The count is 277. We got the same value here. In this method, let us write COUNTIFS function using date criteria. Here is my task. I have to find the count of policies which were insured greater than 15th August. Let's start with the COUNTIFS function. Criteria range 1 is region and criteria is central, comma, and criteria 2 range is insured date, comma, criteria 2 is 15th August 2023. Give double quotes and closing parentheses, enter. We got 8. For central region, count of policies are 8. Let's go for manual check. Let's put filter. In the insured date, just choose after and select the is after or equal to and just give the date and press OK. The policies count is 8. And here is the another task. I have to find the count of policies for the particular period. Here I have to find the count of policies from October 1st to December 31st. Let's start with the function. Here is criteria range 1 is state, comma, and this is the NY is the state criteria, and criteria range 2 is region, and criteria 2 is east, and the third criteria range is insured date, comma, and the criteria is 1st October. Let's start with inverted quotes, greater than equal to 1st October 2023. Give double quotes and comma. Here I have to give insured date column again, and criteria is start with double quotes less than equal to 31st 12 2023. Give double quotes, closing parenthesis, enter. We got 51. Let's go for manual check. For the criteria, state is NY and region is east. And the date criteria is October 1st, and another date is 31st December. Press OK. Here we got count 51. We got the same number in the formula. In this method, I am going to write COUNTIFS function for current month policies when the criteria is construction column values. To make that happen, we need to have two dates. First one is first date of the current month and last day of the current month. To get the first day of the current month, I use today function. Today minus day of today and closing parenthesis enter. If we write like this, we get last day of the previous month. Okay, plus 1. If you add plus 1 to this function, we will get first day of the current month. To get the last day of current month equal to EVO month, start date is today, comma. As I need to get the last day of the current month, I have to put 0 and closing parenthesis enter. I'll convert this number into date format. Okay, let's start with the function. COUNTIFS. Criteria is construction column and the criteria is the word frame, comma. Criteria range 2 is insured date column, comma. Start with double quotes and greater than equal to double quotes and ampersand. Give the first day of the current month. Total freeze, comma. Criteria range 3 is again insured date column, comma. Start with the double quotes less than equal to double quotes and ampersand. Give the last day of the current month. Total freeze, closing parentheses, enter. We got the value 27. Okay, let's go for manual check. Construction criteria is frame and insured date criteria is August month. Here we can see 27, the same value we got in the formula. I'll apply this formula for remaining rows. Before we move further, I want to tell you one thing. We do not need to write these days explicitly in other cells. We can write these functions inside of the formula also. To avoid the repetitive action, I am going to copy this formula text, copy. Here I put as the place in criteria 2. As the same way, I'll do it for last day as well. Copy and paste this formula at the place of criteria 3 and enter. We got the same values. In this method, I am going to write COUNTIFS function for insured value which is greater than 5 lakhs and less than 30 lakhs. Let's start with the function. Criteria range 1 is business type and the criteria is the word retail, comma, and criteria range 2 is insured value and criteria 2 is start with the double quote greater than and equal to 5 lakhs. Close double quotes, comma, and criteria range 3 is insured value, comma, and criteria 3 is start with the double quotes less than equal to 30 lakhs. Closing parenthesis, enter. We got 12. Let's go for manual check. So here we got the 12 for retail. Okay, let's put filter retail and issued value is greater than 5 lakhs and less than 30 lakhs. Here we got the count 12 and we got the same value in the formula, right? That means our formula is correct. Before we write the formula, let me explain the task. Here we have to get the policies count for construction column and business column where business column values are retail, farming, hospitality. Right? Let's start with the function equal to COUNTIFS. Criteria range 1 is construction column and the criteria 1 is frame, comma, and criteria range 2 is business type. Here I have to get the count for retail, farming, hospitality. For those three values, I start with the curly brace and start with the double quotes and I have to write retail, farming, hospitality. And close curly brace, closing parenthesis, enter. We got 9, 93, 16. This 9 belongs to retail, 93 belongs to farming, 16 belongs to hospitality. I want to put this number all together as one summed up number. I will surround this function by using sum function. Let's write that. Sum and put closing parenthesis, end of the formula and press enter. We got 118. Let us apply this formula for remaining rows as well. And let's go for manual check. Construction, frame, business type criteria is retail, farming, hospitality. Enter. Here we got count is 118. We get the same number in formula. If you like the video, please comment, share, subscribe and share with the others. And other people also get enriched by your simple share. Thanks for the watching.